Turns out that may have been a relatively painless detour up the Turtlehead Creek. Turtlehead Peak saddle. I believe I should be down in the wash down there that circles around and then crosses over into Upper Calico Basin, right somewhere in this area. But I can actually skirt down the end of the Turtlehead Peak saddle here, end up in relatively the same spot. Here you can see there's Damsel Peak, and a friend pointed that out after seeing me call this Crescent Mountain. So it's actually Damsel Peak. Okay. So what we're doing, you can see the Calico Basin and the red rocks down there. We're going to, and here you can see, there's kind of a wash that works its way up. There we go. See that wash down there? Little line of a wash. And it works its way up to the area between those two peaks that you see, which I call La Madre Mountain Pass until someone else points out that it has an actual different name. Anyway, so I need to go down the saddle and then cross over and end up between those two peaks, working my way up. And you can see an area right up there. So we'll just see how this all comes together. By the way, as you look along the ridge up here, this is the ridge, and I believe I reached this point a few weeks ago, coming from White Mountain and, it's the Willow Creek parking area, and then around the back of White Mountain, and then up La Madre Springs, and then up to the Keystone Thrust, and then skirted along the top of the Keystone Thrust, made it to about this point right here, and it's close, but by the time I got to that point, I had put in 6 hours, and the whole trip, the round trip, was about 10 hours. So I'm hoping, it's a little more challenging climb between these two mountains and up that cliff system, but the time should be less. We shall see. I've got about an hour and a half into it so far. By the time I get up that area, about 2.5 hours at the base of those cliffs, and then maybe 3.5, 4 hours, I'll be up La Madre Mountain. Who knows? Okay, here is the secret to La Madre Mountain and the pass, is that there's a wash. There's a lot of washes, but you want to be to the right of this little outcrop right here. You don't want to go to the left. And then this I'll call the super highway wash, because it takes you right up to at least where I made it last time I was here. And we'll see if we can get beyond. And let's take a look around where we are. There's Damsel Mountain. Looking a little low there. We are at 6,500 feet. There's Las Vegas and the Strip. There you can see Turtlehead Peak right in the center. We're about 300 feet higher than Turtlehead Peak and rising very rapidly. And let's see, it took me 3 hours and about 5 minutes to get to this point from the trailhead. So we're making good time. So I might have, I'm going to give myself 5 hours going up. And that gives me a couple more hours. We'll see if I can get up through the La Madre Mountain Pass today. That is a big challenge. But unlike the trip that I made a few weeks ago from La Madre Springs area and up the Keystone Thrust, I am at La Madre Mountain right now, just below it, about 1,500 feet below La Madre Mountain, and so I'm actually closer. In 3 hours, it took me 6 hours, and I didn't even get this close going up La Madre Springs and along the top of the Keystone Thrust. There's La Madre Mountain, there's the pass, there's what I call La Madre Twin, for lack of a better term. These are both about 8,000 feet in elevation. I'm 6,500 feet right now. So onward up this little freeway wash, and we'll see if we can make it this time.